In the annals of history, the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus stands as a pivotal moment. But what if the traditional narrative is not as straightforward as we've been led to believe? Let's step back for a moment to the year 1492. Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, embarks on a voyage across the Atlantic. His goal? To find a new route to Asia. His ships, the Santa Maria, the Pinta, and the Nina, are filled with eager explorers, ready to chart new lands. Now imagine the scene. The sea is vast, the journey is long, and the destination is unknown. But there's a crucial character in this narrative, often overlooked in the pages of history. His name is Luis de Torres. Traditionally, Luis de Torres is known as a Hebrew-speaking Jew who served as Columbus's interpreter. But let's pause here and think about it. If Columbus was indeed seeking a route to Asia, why would he bring an interpreter who did not speak the languages of the region? It's a question that's puzzled historians for centuries. Furthermore, the languages Torres is traditionally known to speak, Hebrew, Chaldean, and Arabic, are not the languages spoken by the Native Americans Columbus and his crew would ultimately encounter. So, how did communication between these vastly different cultures occur? It's a mystery that continues to intrigue us today. Scholars have proposed various theories over the years, but the truth remains elusive. Some suggest that Torres may have been a Turkish-speaking Ottoman janissary, challenging the traditionally accepted narrative. This theory opens up the possibility of communication between Columbus and the Native Americans through Turkish translation. As we delve deeper into this enigma, we begin to realize the complexities of cultural exchange and linguistic diversity in the age of exploration. We also understand that history is not always as black and white as it appears. Sometimes, it's a vibrant mosaic of narratives, each more intriguing than the last. Could there be more to the story than meets the eye? As we unravel the tale of Columbus's voyage and the role of Luis de Torres, we might just uncover a new perspective on one of history's most celebrated events. Meet Luis de Torres, the enigmatic interpreter who accompanied Columbus on his voyage in 1492. Seen through the lens of conventional history, de Torres was a Hebrew-speaking Jew, an indispensable asset to Columbus in his quest to discover a new route to Asia. Yet, this portrayal has been challenged. If Columbus sought a route to Asia, why bring along an interpreter who didn't speak the languages of the East? The answer to this question might lie in a radical reinterpretation of de Torres' background. Instead of a Hebrew-speaking Jew, some scholars and Kamil Kartal, a Turkish historian and linguist, propose that de Torres was a Turkish-speaking Ottoman janissary captured during Ottoman-Spanish naval wars. A member of the elite infantry units in the Ottoman Empire, a janissary like de Torres would have been well-versed in the Ottoman language and culture. So, why does this matter? If de Torres was indeed a Turkish-speaking Ottoman janissary, this could have been the key that unlocked communication between Columbus and the Native Americans. There's evidence to suggest that the Native Americans could have understood Turkish, a possibility that turns traditional interpretations of Columbus's voyage on their head. This is not just a minor detail in the grand scheme of things. It fundamentally reshapes our understanding of the cultural exchanges and linguistic diversity that existed during the age of exploration. It challenges the notion of Columbus and his crew as isolated explorers, navigating uncharted waters and encountering unfamiliar cultures. Instead, it paints a picture of a world that was far more interconnected than we've been led to believe. A world in which an Ottoman janissary could stand on the deck of a Spanish ship, looking out at the shores of a new world and communicate with its inhabitants in a shared language. This opens up the possibility of communication between Columbus and Native Americans through Turkish translation. It's a theory that challenges traditional narratives and invites us to consider the complexities of our past. It's a reminder that history is not always as it seems, and that the truth can be as enigmatic as Luis de Torres himself. Scholars now suggest that de Torres may have been a Turkish-speaking Ottoman janissary, challenging traditional interpretations. This hypothesis is supported by a variety of historical sources. The Ottoman Empire, at the height of its power in the 15th century, had a widespread influence across Europe and Asia, including Spain. It's plausible that Ditoris as a janissary could have been multilingual, including Turkish in his repertoire. Moreover, linguistic analysis of Native American languages reveals striking similarities to Turkish. Words for common items, such as water and fire, and even numbers, show uncanny resemblances. Could this be mere coincidence or an echo of a forgotten encounter? The theory also sheds light on a peculiar incident in Columbus's voyage. Upon landing in America, Columbus and his crew believed they heard the locals say Turk and Turkledi. To the Spanish explorers, these words sounded eerily similar to Turk and Turks. Could this have been an attempt by the natives to communicate with Ditoris, recognizing his Turkish origins? Delving into this mystery illuminates the complexities of cultural exchange and linguistic diversity in the age of exploration. It challenges the Eurocentric narrative, highlighting the role of non-European actors in shaping world history. It also underscores the importance of understanding the nuances of language and communication in historical research. But why does all this matter? Well, it underscores the importance of questioning and challenging traditional narratives. History, as we know it, is often a simplified version of complex events, influenced by the perspectives and biases of those who record it. By reassessing historical records and applying interdisciplinary research methods, we can begin to uncover a more nuanced and accurate understanding of our past. It's a reminder that truth is often stranger than fiction, and the story of Ditoris, Columbus, and the discovery of America is no exception. As we delve deeper into the past, it becomes clear that the truth may be more complex than we ever imagined. 3 ships full of explorers have discovered America. Does the interpreter named Luis de Torres know Hebrew, Chaldean, and Arabic? Yes, that's correct. In contrast, Native Americans do not speak any of these languages. This raises an intriguing question. How did communication occur between Columbus's crew and the Native Americans? The answer to this puzzle could rewrite the narrative of America's discovery. Native Americans spoke Nahuatl, also known as Handili. This language is entirely different from the languages known by Ditoris. So was the communication a mere charade, or did Ditoris know more than he let on? These revelations put the traditional account under intense scrutiny and suggest a possible cover-up. The communication barrier should have been insurmountable, yet it wasn't. One accepted piece of information from scientific history is clearly a lie, and a big one. Either the interpreter is a liar and is putting the entire fleet of explorers to sleep like babies by singing lullabies, pretending to translate but actually not understanding anything himself, and none of the explorers catch on to this, or what happened in the real version of the story is not this.